Mads Mikkelsen as Dr. Doom? Wow, that'll be kind of cool. Yes. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. Now, guys, I gotta preface this. I'm still recovering from having, I guess, the flu. But I'll try to get through today's show as smoothly as I can. As you can tell, my voice just isn't quite back yet. It'll take a couple days still. But we still got a lot of stuff to do this week here on the channel. I'll be back for sure. We'll just have to take it at a pace that I think I can handle. I'm still at a place where the frustration of feeling like this is just made me not have of a patient man as I should be. It's kind of like loading up today. I was like, yeah. I was sitting here like at 10:25 getting everything ready, and I'm just sitting here waiting for OBS to get ready to attach to the thing, and it takes forever. Just those few seconds, I was already starting to get a little bit just attached already. So it's just a thing that we got to get through. All right, Dr. Doom. Fantastic Four, yes. Mads Mikkelsen reportedly in the running for Dr. Doom. Cool, that'll be awesome. While the cast for the upcoming Fantastic Four movie, having been reportedly revealed. Yeah, last week we saw that Pedro Pascal could be Mr. Fantastic. And pretty much everybody else who was confirmed, Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn or whatever, they've been all, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be our cast. So based on that, Mads Mikkelsen as Dr. Doom, I got no problem with that. But James, he's been in the MCU before as one of the villains in Doctor Strange. Yeah, I know that. But he had that weird eye makeup stuff on, right? Of course, he'd be playing someone who would be wearing the mask at times, so it's kind of like, okay, fine with that too. You know that he could bring it. This just broke like 3 days ago. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. So Marvel's first super family, super old to start with. The people complaining about John Krasinski's age must be losing it. I grew up reading Dr. Doom a lot, and he came off as a very sophisticated and masculine. Okay, none of which was portrayed in any of the previous movies. Julian McMahon was a joke. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Susan Storm, all characters will be secondary. Yeah, I heard that Susan Storm is going to be that Suzanne or whatever is going to be like the main character. Loving the casting on that. Strange that they're going for these ages though. Yeah. Yeah, it is older. There's no doubt about that. There's Vanessa Kirby right there. There were talks that maybe, oh yeah, Javier Bardem as Galactus. I like Pedro Pascal though. I do. I think he's a bit too old. And they're all going a bit too old for this. I would have preferred, they don't need to be like early 20 somethings, but I was hoping for maybe 30 somethings. Both Mads Mikkelsen and Pedro Pascal are not 30-somethings. What is Pedro? Yeah, like Pedro's older than I am, I think. Oh yeah, he's definitely older than I am. Again, the thing is that, okay, if you're going to have Fantastic Four start off as older 8 people, and you're going to have Blade start off as a 50-year-old, if that's your angle, fine. I just would have preferred, like, even if, like, just saying that. Pedro Pascal, yes, he's a great talent. But if you said that you got somebody in your 30s playing him, then you've got him for another 20 years before he gets to Pedro Pascal's age now. Do you understand that? I don't get that. And Mads Mikkelsen is definitely older than that. He's in his 50s, right? He's 57. And we know he can play villains. We know that. He's got lots of diversity. I'd be totally up for it. But let's take a look at his IMDb here. See if he's got things on his slate that may prevent him. The Black Kaiser, Dust Bunny, The $1 Billion Spy, Promised Land. Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Bye from live chat. Oh, I didn't turn on my YouTube chat. Sorry, guys. Pfeiffer says the best Doctor Doom would be someone that could bring eyeballs. Matt Mikkelsen's track record with Indy 5 and Fantastic Beasts is very poor. The thing about Mads is that a lot of people don't understand is that he's somebody that will make these North American movies, playing the villain, playing Hannibal or the bad guy in Doctor Strange. But then he'll go back to Sweden, right? Or is that where he's from? Sweden? Or oh no, he's Denmark. Yeah, he'll go back to Denmark and he'll make Danish movies, right? In between. Which is why I don't understand why we look at his resume here and it's just in North American releases. It's like you're not putting. IMDb is really bad at that. Putting international movies on the people's resumes. I want to see everything when I look at his actor. I want to see all of his stuff. And yeah. What about Tom Cruise as Doctor Doom? Well, again, you're talking about that age thing. Tom Cruise is in his 60s. And do you want Doctor Doom to be somebody around? If they're changing Kang Dynasty over to Doom Dynasty or whatever, I don't know if you could sell Tom Cruise to do that. Like we know that Tom Cruise can play a really good bad guy. Just watch Collateral if you haven't seen that. But it's kind of like the MCU. I just wish would stop having these one-off villains, man. Stop having them so that that you can have like a pantheon of villains face bad guys in an Avengers movie instead of just having one. It's got to be just one big bad guy they got to face. It's like, no, why can't they have like multiple villains? I don't know, but this is just I'm getting the feeling that just reading the tea leaves here, guys, we're going to get the full casting here in the next little while, probably within the next month or so. Somebody's going to break it. It's going to come out and it'll be just like, okay, here's your full cast. And if Mads Mikkelsen's on that docket, then fine. That's the way I look at it. That's fine. Whoops. All right, guys. Because I was sick, I did not go out to the theater this weekend. Because of consideration for the public, right? But I will be going, hopefully tomorrow, to see the Hunger Games movie. Although I'll be late with my review. I don't even know if I'll do a formal review for that anymore. I still want to see Thanksgiving. But let's take a look at the weekend's box office results for the weekend of November 17th to the 19th, 2023. Top 5, go. Number 1, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Number 2 was Trolls Band Together. Number 3 was The Marvels. Number 4 was Thanksgiving. And number 5 was Five Nights at Freddy's. So I think that is pretty much as well what we thought was going to be. So I thought maybe Marvels might be a little bit higher than that. Like it looks like Thanksgiving could have surpassed it. Like it's not that much. It's the disparity between it is there must be like hundreds or thousands maybe. Like literally. But number 1, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, 44 million domestically. No international numbers yet. It's being painted as a box office bomb. Well, guys, very few movies make their money back and then some on the opening weekend. Is it poised to have some staying power? Because next week it runs into Napoleon and Wish. So that'll take a bite out of it. And the reception by critics is 62%, by audience though is 91%. I don't want to read any of that right now because I still want to keep it fresh because I am going to go out and see this tomorrow. 2 hours and 37 minutes though, guys. Seriously, stop with these long epics. That's something that people are just not understanding, man. Stop with it. Stop with these long epics. Because this movie doesn't scream epic. It doesn't. Anyway, 2 hours and 37 minutes. That's not good. All right. So I know that a lot of people will be painting this as a box office bomb just for like clickbaity stuff. But once you start to look for some numbers and stuff, if the budget was 100 million, now the tail of the tape will be like later on when the tax information gets disclosed or stuff. But at least I was happy when I looked up this and I didn't see a big $200 million thing, right? We're 120, 130 million. I'm probably thinking that is, yeah, more around 130 million. But, on top of what theaters are going to take and marketing, it's probably going to have to make 250 to break even or so. Now, as I said, not every movie breaks even on its opening weekend, but we don't have any international numbers here yet, guys. So I think once this gets a little bit more of a wider release, it's going to have a bit of a staying power because this one will be something that appeals to Hunger Games fans, and it's just a little bit different than some of like the horror Thanksgiving movie that came out. So I think this does have a shot to crawl its way back to break even. And we'll have to see once those international numbers come out. But as a bomb, as one of the worst bombs of the year, no, it's not. It's definitely not good for it. It's something where, yeah, I can agree that people will be kind of like, well, I don't know about this, man. Songbirds and Snakes. Maybe this is the only one we need to see of this. I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it's going to be enough to say, oh, we need more prequel stuff about President Snow when he's younger. I don't know if we need that. It may reinvigorate people to say, well, Jennifer Lawrence did say she wants to come back. Let's make another one of those ones. Javier Cale says, any word on Alita Battle Angel 2? Not yet. I know that they've been, Robert Rodriguez had started to put together some kind of a treatment for it. It really all depends on that one. But let's continue with the box office breakdown. Trolls Band Together. Number 2, 30.6, 31.7, saying right here, sorry. For a worldwide total of 108 million. That's good for Trolls Band Together. Lots of pop music fans in there. Guys, for God's sakes, it's just not, I'm not going to go sit in the theater with a bunch of kids. It's just, unless my niece or nephew want to go, it's just, for me, that's not my bag. But overall, for Trolls Band Together, they'll be happy with that. And it's going to run into Wish. Wish next week will be something that'll give a run for its money. So you got a couple of kids' movies that'll be out here that will be like jostling for the number 1 spot, because Hunger Games next week will get chopped down a little bit because of Napoleon opening up and, as I said, Wish. The Marvels drops down to the 3rd spot, and a lot of people, again, for clickbait type reasons, will be running, oh, it's one of the worst box office bombs of the year. The Marvels, they had no business making this movie. How dare they, blah, blah, blah. It's like, get out of here with that. Anyway, 65 million, 96 internationally for a worldwide total of 161. Now, this did have a budget of close to 273 million. So it would have to make somewhere around the ballpark of 450 to 500 million to break even. It's not going to make that. It's sadly going to be a bomb. This is undisputably a bomb. It will maybe crawl towards the production budget, crawl to 100 to 273, but I think this is probably going to be out on Disney Plus within a month. So that'll kill all of that. I didn't hate the movie. I know people who did see it said that they were looking for all of that, ooh, I hate men kind of thing, but it wasn't in there, guys. There was no wagging your finger at well, you're a man and you're testosterone, you should not be as powerful. And it's like, forget it. There's none of that social commentary in this movie whatsoever. And anybody who tries to sell you that it does is full of BS. So the Marvels, 62% by critics, 83 by the audience. It's a it's a movie that kind of fell prey to circumstances. People just weren't able to promote it. Uh, the marketing, like the trailers for it, didn't really know. Uh, it did no justice to tell you what the actual movie was about. And again, it fell victim to that one-off villain kind of stuff. It did. It's like the villain in this was interesting enough that I would have liked to have seen that villain carry over and do more. I would have liked to have seen that. Bifer says the Marvels was confusing. I could not follow the story. Again, yeah. So if you haven't followed Miss Marvel or WandaVision, you might not have known who the characters were. If you didn't know who those characters were, I could see that was totally confusing. They did a very bad job of explaining all of that. The movie wasn't designed for that, and it should have been. This is the movie where you should have gotten an introductory scene of who Miss Marvel is. But James, that's what Miss Marvel the series was. Yes, I know, but the casual people just didn't watch it. Uh, I don't know, man. I had liked it, but there's no point in pulling our hairs out about it, guys. It's gonna be a failure. Now, the other thing, new movie was Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. Yes. Hold on. What's this? The Marvels star Iman Vellani isn't concerned with box office discussion. That's for Bob Iger. Well, he should be. Uh, Sadly, as much as people liked her as Miss Marvel, and I liked her in the Miss Marvel series that we did watch here, I just, I don't know. Yeah, they try to set up a Young Avengers thing there at the end. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants, because again, if you make a Young Avengers with Miss Marvel, the girl from Hawkeye, Haley Steinfeld, uh, Ant Man's daughter, and stuff like that. Who's clamoring for that? Nobody. Nobody's clamoring for that. Because they're gonna. Here's the story already. I can tell you what the Young Avengers story is going to be. The team, they fight when they first come together. They weren't realize that they have to work as a team to take out the bad guy that will get defeated at the end, and then that's it. There'll be a post-credit scene teasing something else, and it's kind of like, do we need to watch that movie, guys? Do we need to watch that movie? We've seen it. Stop it. You're not coming up with any good ideas anymore. Anyway, uh, yeah, let's move on to Thanksgiving. Eli Roth. This is the movie that I wanted to go out and see. This is I'll tell you this. Out of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Thanksgiving, if I had my choice, which I guess I do, I would go see Thanksgiving. But I will go see the big blockbuster before Thanksgiving. I'm going to see both. I will see both this week, hopefully, uh, as I'm starting to feel better. But Eli Roth's Thanksgiving Grindhouse Horror made 12.6 million worldwide, and that only had a budget of about 15 million. So that'll crawl. That'll be profitable because next week is Thanksgiving in the States, right? So uh, this coming weekend will be like the Thanksgiving weekend, or is it this week? It'll have a good run. Uh, it'll make its money back, and depending on what people are saying about it, 83 by critics, 79 by the audience. Yeah, I don't want to spoil myself on this kind of stuff because I'm expecting horror schlock. Gina Gershon's in this. Again, that's another reason why I would want to watch this before Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Patrick Dempsey's in this. I guess he's picking up the Michael Biehn role, right? Because this was from a trailer from Grindhouse that Robert Rodriguez and Tarantino made that Grindhouse movie. There was like those commercials in between. This is based on that, and Michael Biehn was the cop in that, but it looks like Patrick Dempsey picks up the. Gina Gershon's still stunning, isn't she? Wow. Uh, yeah, just kind of like a schlocky horror kind of thing. Slasher. It's a slasher movie. That look a little bit like Charlotte Dobre, a little bit. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? uh, yeah. Now the Grindhouse trailer, if you watched it, like the original one, was pretty racy. It was full of nudity. So I wonder if this Thanksgiving movie will also be full of nudity. It is rated R, um, right? So we'll have to see. We'll have to see because we want to check it out. All right. The Holdovers stays at number 6. Five Nights at Freddy's rounds out the top 5. 3.5. Yeah. My observations from this Next Goal Wins is that Taika Waititi movie. So that's got Fassbender, 2.5 million domestically. Now it's only a limited release. It's going to get a wider release. Oh no, it had 2,000 theaters. Ooh, that's not good. 2,000 theaters and it only made 2.5. See, Holdovers had less, but Holdovers had a lot more buzz around it. And my review for the Holdovers is up right now on the channel. Saltburn had the limited release, 7 million. That also opens up next week, and Saltburn is one that I'm looking forward to. Saltburn is one that I would, again, out of Napoleon and Wish, I would go see Saltburn first. Napoleon just seems to have that kind of ilk to it where it's kind of like, it'll be there when I'm ready to watch it. I don't need to go see it opening weekend. It'll just be there. That's something that is going to be running into this weekend. So Napoleon, yeah, IMAX, Napoleon. But Saltburn also opens up in Wish. So I'll be seeing Saltburn. I wish I could go see Saltburn first, but I'm gonna kind of give the discipline and go see Napoleon first, I think. The 3 o'clock show. I'm probably not gonna see Wish, but again, there's Saltburn. I want to see Saltburn. Uh, I just you hear good things about it, right? Saltburn stars Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan on swapping bodily. Ew! Yeah, it's supposed to be very adult themed. Um, Jacob Elordi's kind of not doing a good job. He's falling into a little bit of the pit traps that Rachel Zegler has done. He's like biting the hand that feeds him. He came out last week and said some statements about the Kissing Booth movies. And the fans of the Kissing Booth movies are like, "What? You didn't like being in these movies? We liked you so much." And he's like, "No, they're below me. I'm a higher class thespian actor now. You have to respect me." And it's kind of like, Jacob, what you Jesus, man, you're just getting out of the gates with Saltburn and Priscilla. what? Don't say stupid stuff like that. Come on. Yeah, Priscilla is a good movie too. Priscilla dropped down to the 9th spot. Wow. Taylor Swift Eras Tour movies. Yeah, that's tapered off now. Saltburn, bigger. We'll have a bigger week, for sure. It will. Uh, Arglass says if they do a Young Avengers like a Goonies adventure with a gas feel and good soundtrack, it could be. I could be persuaded to watch. Yeah, I wish. Wish. All right. Did I already talk about that Saltburn? Yeah, I already kind of ruined that. Uh, the show is a little bit rough today. It is. Let's continue talking about Napoleon, though, because it is opening up and where it's going to fit. Ridley Scott rips French critics of Napoleon. Okay, for God's sakes. This is not a good look either. Ridley Scott came out and ripped the historians for saying that things are not accurate. Now he's coming out and ripping French people for saying that, like, yes, I heard that Joaquin Phoenix doesn't even try to do a French accent in this, which is kind of a bit weird. As long as the other actors don't have French accents, then that can work. But if other actors around him are doing French accents and Joaquin's not, then it's going to be kind of a it'll be kind of a weird thing that'll kind of pull you out at times, right? And this has to stop too. Look at me waving my finger, Ridley. You got to stop waving your finger at people. You're coming off as old man uh, yells at cloud kind of thing here. Yes, you're 85 years old, but the I understand that you're too old to address all of the criticisms of your movies now. But that's what you're making movies, so you have to address it. If you want to sell it, you got to be able to take the criticisms instead of saying that uh, uh, you know the French don't even like themselves. The audience that I showed it to in Paris, they loved it. He says, okay, very clumsy, unnatural, and unintentionally funny. Is that what you really wanted to make? You wanted to make a movie that was unintentionally funny? Napoleon? 66% by critics? That's a bit low, isn't it? For a big epic. And this is just going to echo something that's wrong with right now with Hollywood, uh, with these big directors that feel a sense of entitlement. Oh, I'm Ridley Scott. I make brilliant pictures. You have to go out and see it in the theater. You have to love it no matter what. You got to give me awards. Give me Best Picture nominations. And that's sort of what we've got too with Martin Scorsese in Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm Martin Scorsese. You got to give me an award. It's like, why? But that's also partially fault of the critics. The critics just are like, well, it's Scorsese. Of course he's going to get nominated. Well, what do you mean? Of course he's going to get nominated. And it's kind of like that old school mentality that's kind of dripped into these older filmmakers that give them that sense of entitlement that allows them to wave their finger at people. And it's kind of like, well, if you made a good movie, then none of this should ever be a concern. Well, I did make a good movie. You just don't like it. It's your opinion. Well, hey, when I go and see it this week, I will give it a fair shake. And if some criticisms come out where it's kind of like accents or pacing or just the style of the movie doesn't work for me, I'm going to say that it doesn't. But I'm not going to go with any preconceived notions. I want to see it mostly because of Joaquin Phoenix. I'm a Joaquin Phoenix fan, and I hope it does well. Look at that score for Wish, 55%. That's the other movie that's opening up this week against Napoleon. 66% for Napoleon, 55 for Wish, 53 for Wish. Wow. Ariana DeBose stars in another box office bomb. Yeah, people don't understand that West Side Story was a box office bomb, and it still is. It still hasn't made its production budget back. It won't. It's done. And you look at it, Scorsese, Spielberg, and now potentially with a bullet, Ridley Scott have made box office bombs. Killers of the Flower Moon, despite people saying that they like it, it's not going to make its money back. This movie cost over $200 million plus to make, and it hasn't even made 250 million yet. So there's something like a cancer of some kind. Because Napoleon also is one of those movies that's over $200 million. People aren't clamoring to go out and see it. They're not of the caliber of movies as, and I know this will rub people the wrong way. Ridley Scott, uh, Martin Scorsese, yes, even Steven Spielberg are not on the caliber of Christopher Nolan. They're not. But look at all the library that Steven Spielberg has, James. Yes, I understand he's made some really good films, but he's got more movies in his catalog. Christopher Nolan will get there, or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll only get to 15 or 17 movies. But for the most part, there's no such thing as a bad Christopher Nolan movie. Even the ones that people are kind of like Insomnia, performances in it were great. With the following, the one that his first one that nobody ever saw, yeah, no, it was good. So it's kind of like, but you can look at resumes of Spielberg and say, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Come on, what's going on there? And I like the Fablemans. Fablemans didn't do well at the box office. Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon didn't do well. Irishman didn't do well. But it was tailored for Netflix, James. Yeah, I know. I get that. What was the Fablemans? What was the other before West Side Story for Spielberg? Spielberg did do the bomb West Side Story. The Fablemans 45 million, and I think this had a budget of like 90 million or something. So yeah, so Spielberg's produced two bombs. Scorsese bomb, two bombs, and now, sorry, uh, Ridley, but it's your movie here is poised to bomb. It's just a bigger thing kind of thing. Pfeiffer says, I hated Tenant, but I watched it a few times and it's a masterpiece. I'm a little bit opposite. I like Tenant in the theater quite a bit. I was like, wow, it's beautifully shot. Like, that's what Nolan does, right? It doesn't matter what it is, it's still going to be great. But then I found that it kind of devalued a little bit when I watched it again on Netflix. I still like the performances and I like the big grandiose concept, and I like Robert Pattinson in it. But yeah, it's a curious thing going on around here, and wagging your finger, Ridley Scott, I don't think it doesn't help matters. Rips French critics. How's that going to help sell your movie? I don't get it. Arglass, wish could get a high 90s audience score, I reckon. Ariana DeBose's strong singing voice. Maybe. Yeah, I still think that Wish is going to blow everybody out of the water this week. Coming out. Uh, Wish Wish is going to be number one. Yeah, Wish. The way it's slated, I think it's going to go Wish, Napoleon, Trolls Band Together, Hunger Games will be number four, and then Thanksgiving. Well, actually, no, I don't. No, yeah, Thanksgiving will be number five because that's horror. You got two kids movies. The horror movie's not going to beat the kids movies. But yeah, that's your top five: Wish, Napoleon, Hunger Games, Trolls. No, sorry, what did I say? Wish, Napoleon, Trolls, Hunger Games, Thanksgiving. Yeah, Wish is definitely going to be number one. Yeah, it totally is. All right. I think that's enough of me slamming the box office and uh, big producers like Ridley Scott. The thing is, I do like a lot of Ridley Scott's work. I do. And I know that some of his movies, yes, take a while to digest. Like I hated Alien Covenant, but now I kind of like it. Uh, I have the Blu-ray of Prometheus, um, and I'm looking forward to Gladiator too. Uh, I don't want to see your producing credits. I want to see your directing credits. Spring Spring, Roads to Freedom, Queen of Country, Napoleon, House of Gucci. Oh yeah, see, House of Gucci, bomb, box office bomb, Blast Duel, bomb. It doesn't matter if it was like, yeah, Martian was great. Exodus Gods of Kings was kind of meh. Counselor sucked. It was awful. What the heck was that? I like Prometheus. Robin Hood was kind of like, I see what they were trying to do. American Gangster was really good. See, he's got the diamonds there, right? He does. And I understand that, yeah, when you make a certain amount of movies, like 20 plus or so, 52 in his case, that, yeah, not all of them are going to be hitting or resonating with you. I understand that concept. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. What's this movie? All the Money in the World. Uh, Michelle Williams. He's great at setting up the shots. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I do want to watch Gladiator with you guys though soon. Hopefully. All right. I think we already talked about this Saltburn article and Jacob Elordi, right? I told you about him kind of rubbing his fans the wrong way. Again, just a young actor, not quite adept yet at playing the social game, right? Which is yeah. What's next? Superman Legacy. Let's talk about that. I like Superman. Superman Legacy. David Corenswet teases his super physique, and James Gunn showcases his inspiration. All right, so he's our new Superman. What's this? We got a picture of him working out on Instagram. There he is. You can't even differ if this is Cavill or Cornsweat. All the drama to recast a doppelganger. Yeah, and that's the one thing too. He does look a little bit like the bottom of the jaw. That's the thing about the hiring or trying to hire or recruit an actor to play Superman is that they all kind of will have the same kind of jawline, right? Uh, the thing is that if he comes out and he actually does look like Henry Cavill, he's gonna like the blowback on James Gunn is gonna be monumental. Be like, well, then why didn't you just keep him? I'd be like, yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the project, but we got our glimpse here of him pumping iron. Looks like he's got it definitely up in the chest area, and the pipes too. His biceps look like he's bulging there a little bit. It is what it is. That looks so much like Henry Cavill, they say. The actual legacy says the Farta. He literally, he is literally Superman. Um, all right. What's James Gunn's inspiration? His inspiration is to go back to the Blue Boy Scout. Okay. My pie in the sky ambition is definitely to play Superman. Okay, Corn Sweat says. All right, yeah. Ah, whatever. 2025, guys. David Corn Sweat is jacked. Yeah, he is. All right. uh, I thought I was going to do more with that, but I won't. All right, what else can you find on the channel? All right, the review for the Marvels is up on the channel. I know these are old. I got to get out and see the new movies. Priscilla is up on the channel. We have to get through episode 8 of Survivor, guys. We got to get through it in the next couple of days because I'm going to try to get through it this afternoon. I'm going to try to get through episode 8 of Survivor this afternoon so that tomorrow we'll get through episode 8 of Hell's Kitchen. All right? If it's up. To get us back on schedule. It's just I don't know how much I've got in the gas tank. I don't. So if I don't do Survivor this afternoon, it'll get pushed to tomorrow, and then Hell's Kitchen will get pushed to Wednesday. And I'm thinking more that's probably what's going to happen. I don't want to overdo it, guys, because I can already feel like I'm starting to run out of gas. All right, Dune Part 2. This broke last week. The sequel is now moved up 2 weeks to March 1st. It's supposed to be like the Ides of March 15th. But yeah, that's fine. Just a quick little headline there. Any comments? Do we get comments on THR? No, we don't. Huh. Next. John Woo doesn't watch superhero movies. Reflects on Windtalkers. And again, oh God, again, I understand that you're from an older filmmaking mentality, but why are you poo-pooing all over this stuff? Like, where are you at? If somebody, hey, did you watch the last Avengers movie? Yes, I did. Did you like it? Yes, I did. What did you like about it? So, did you watch my movie Wind Talkers? That's the way that I would handle it. And I wouldn't just give them that information. Lie. Yes, lie. Or, like, just don't even acknowledge the question and be like, um, I like the movie. Let's move on. What did you like about it? I like the cast. Why did you like the cast? We're here to talk about this new movie I'm coming up. Do we have to talk about this? Silent Night, right? He's got this action coming out, actioner December 1st, uh, coming out December 1st. What's why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? Joel Kinnaman is in it. My God. Yeah, so put his foot in his mouth, he goes out and says, I never liked watching movies with big special effects or anything based on comic books. I prefer Martin Scorsese movies, that kind of cinema. I can't wait to watch Killers of the Flower Moon, like old-fashioned movies, Real cinema. Real cinema, huh? There aren't many movies like that lately. Well, if you were uh, feeling attacked by his statement there, I would just counter John Woo. Well, I don't like to watch movies where you obviously put in a stunt double in there and had him fly off of a boat, uh, like Face Off. But Face Off was a farce, so it was meant to be a farce. Uh, yeah, this old mentality of I'm not watching a movie unless it's Scorsese because that's real cinema. It's like, guys, don't turn into the old man waving like gets angry at clown motif because that's what's happening. He goes on to talk about Hell or High Water, which was a good movie. I really liked it. I think it was probably Jeff Bridges' last best work. Ben Foster, Chris Pine knocked it out of the park. But I am looking forward to Silent Night. Joel Kinnaman. We saw the trailer for it, guys. He gets hit in the throat or something, can't talk. Vows Revenge. Kid Cudi's going to be in it. Cool. All right, next. Creed 4 is happening. Michael B. Jordan to return as director, but no news on Stallone. The producer was out talking about this. I don't know, guys. I liked Creed 3, but I felt within that story, because he's not boxing anymore, they've already kind of finished his storyline that he came back to take it away from uh, his friend in the third movie, right? He came out of retirement. He had moved on to different business enterprises. So for me, it felt like they had really wrapped up Creed's storyline. The only thing you could do now is have him be the mentor role for another upcoming boxer. He could still do it. He could still get in the ring. So I don't know why they played that retirement card so early. The producer says Wrinkler. He's the one saying that there's Creed 4. Comments here? No comments? Okay, we got comments. Ugh. The first Creed was great. It was probably the second or third best in the entire Rocky universe. However, I think these films have run their course. Jordan is such a talented actor and director too. I liked what his direction for Creed 3 was good. I want to see him move on to different projects. Do Chronicle 2, man. He needs to stop trying to be a action star and flex his acting muscles again. Yeah, I like to do a third one, but it kind of felt like a definitive event. Unless his daughter's going to be in the ring, that could be potentially work. Yeah, he was training his daughter. Maybe that's an angle that it could go. That's the only angle I could see it going. Because we don't need to see the storyline of, yeah, he's retired again. Um, something makes him go back into the ring. We don't need to see that story over again. We'll have to see. I don't know. What was the box office for Creed 3? I think it did fairly well, didn't it? 275 million. Yeah. Why does it say 2023? We didn't see it this year. It was last year, right? Creed 3? That was last year, wasn't it? March. It was this year. My God. What? This year's. What? My God. Let me pull up the old grand list, my spreadsheet of movies. Yeah, no, it was this year. Huh. How about that? Creed 3 was this year, yeah. I don't know. I did like Creed 3, so I mean, we'll have to see. All right, next. Where are we at? Steve-O. Yeah, I like Jackass Forever as well. And I always hope that there would be a Jackass 5, but I don't know. Steve-O talks future plans, reveals why he's hesitant to make Jackass 5. You guys listen to his podcast? Uh, it's kind of fun. Sometimes, because he's just wanting to explore knowledge. And he has people on that teach him stuff, like he had Neil deGrasse Tyson on and stuff. And then he goes on and brings on people like Bam and stuff and talk. He talks about his addictions and stuff like that and how he conquered them. So I like that kind of thing. Um, but both him and Knoxville said after Jackass Forever that uh, they're kind of both done at punishing their bodies for entertainment. Uh, like, what's the only thing left to do would be to give them like a heart transplant live. And that, like, it's like, and Johnny has had his bell rung too many times. He's been concussed way too much. Uh, so Steve O says, when I first started touring, uh, Johnny Knoxville hitting his head has really lost its fun for us. But at least with Jackass Forever, the fourth one, they did a really good job of having the older cast there. It's still doing some of the stuff, but they did a good job of bringing in the newer, younger cast. I want to see like Poopies and stuff do more. Like you can hand it off, right? And that's what I would expect a Jackass 5 to do. Steve O says he's thinking Johnny Knoxville is not trying to risk his life anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I like to watch people's reactions to it. It was a good theatrical experience too, because everybody was kind of like cringing and laughing all at the same time, covering their eyes. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan wants to. Playing a lawyer was a refreshing change from action movies that I enjoyed without remorse. Okay, without remorse. Yeah. Let's move on to some hit or miss. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on. All right. Carl Weathers and Jesse Ventura have Predator reunion. Cool. Predator is one of my favorite action movies of all time, if not number one. I think it must be up there. It's in the top three for sure. Probably up there with Die Hard. Although Die Hard has not. uh, Predator still stands the test of time. Die Hard, not so much, because you watch it in 4K, Die Hard in 4K, you can tell that, oh, that's just the stunt double for Bruce Willis there. These guys, you can tell it was actually still them doing a lot of the work, right? Uh, Maybe a few of the visual effects shots of the Predator are a little meh, but overall, I still think it holds up. Yeah, but to see them back together, that'd be kind of cool. What's this? All right, there he is with his Bane mask on. He must be standing on a platform because Carl Weathers is not as tall as Jesse Ventura there. And yeah, he's wearing his Navy SEALs hat. Cool. Yeah, a lot of people forget that Jesse Ventura was a Navy SEAL. He served. So it's kind of like, yeah, and you can see that he's taller than Carl there. God, that was a great movie. They both died brutally in that movie, didn't they? So it was some kind of convention they were at. Mad Monster Party in Atlanta. Cool, man. That's cool. That's a hit in my opinion. Next, Joss Ackland, Lethal Weapon 2, Mighty Ducks actor, dies at 95. Rest in peace, White Mischief. Of course, I remember him from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey as the villain. He was also in Hunt for Red October. He had a very deep voice. Uh, 95, though, is a good run, man. He made it that far. Well done. Rest in peace, Joss Ackland. Great career. Ghost Ship. A Hasty Heart. 95 is nothing to be. That's kudos. Well done. All right. That's all I have in the can. Let's go over to the Twitterverse. So, where's my Twitter? uh, yeah, I'm still not with it. It'll come back. Don't worry. Color Purple. New look. I don't know if I'm going to go see this in the theater, guys. It's a musical. I like the cast. I really do. It's just I don't know if it's a full musical where they don't speak one word of dialogue, where everything's sung. Then I don't know. First look at Lily Rose Depp in Nosferatu. Robert Eggers. Oh yes, she took over for Anya Taylor Joy, right? She was going to be in it originally. Lily Rose Depp. Yeah, when she's all dolled up here on the side, she looks great. But yeah, Nosferatu. That's it's going to be an interesting picture. I like. Let's see if I can brighten that up a little bit. Uh, who else was going to be in this? Willem Dafoe was going to be in this. No, yeah, he is right. And Nicholas Holt is going to be in this as well, right? Let me just pull up Nosferatu on the IMDb here. Robert Eggers, Northman, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah, sorry, and Nicholas Holt. Emma Corwin, huh? Bill Skarsgård is Count Orlok. That's right. Okay, and it is Willem Dafoe. Yeah, Ralph Ineson. Cool. He's going to be. He. What did I just recently see him in? He was in a short. Good actor. One of my favorite movies of the year. He's in To Catch a Killer. To Catch a Killer. He's in that. But his best work is still The Witch. For me, it is. Yeah, oh yeah, The Creator. He was in The Creator. Storied career, man. Iconic voice. But yeah, he he was just like Robert Eggers, The Witch, allowed him to play, and he's going to be in Nosferatu as well. So I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. All right, we got our first look. Lily Rose Depp there. Cool, man. Foe debuts on Prime January 5th. Timothée Chalamet, Wonka. Lupita Nyong'o will return to the screens next year. Day, Quiet Place Day 1. Yep. Andrew Scott, Hunter Schafer. Yeah, she's in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, right? And she was a name that people wanted her to play Zelda in the upcoming remake or live action Zelda movie. Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live will debut February 25th. Suki Waterhouse and Robert Pattinson are expecting the first child together. What? I heard the headline that Suki Waterhouse was pregnant, but I didn't know from who. From I didn't realize that they were together. I thought he had a fling with Zoe Kravitz. I don't know. Whatever. Guys, this is one of the things where you can't attach. Like, I don't know if they'd go the distance. But whatever. Congratulations. Emma Stone and Laura Dern, Poor Things. Poor Things is one of my last few remaining must sees of the year. I hear great things. Margot Robbie at a screening of Barbie. What's remaining on my must see? Well, on my must see is the wrestling movie. The Iron Claw. So Iron Claw, Ferrari, Poor Things are left on my must see. Not Aquaman 2, James? No. Oddly enough, not Aquaman 2. Uh, what's that other one? The Netflix one with Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts. Leave the World Behind on Netflix, but we're going to watch that one together. That's all that's left on my must see. Now, guys, I know that a bunch of trailers dropped last week. I suppose we can briefly talk about that, but I don't know. We'll catch up with it as it is. I think that's pretty much all I got for today. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour film now is the 10th grossest film domestically. It surpassed Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Kudos. Clear all, James. Yes, clear my searches. Happy birthday to Barry Jenkins. It's grossed around 100 million in its opening weekend worldwide. Did it refresh the international numbers? I'm not getting any international numbers for that. All right. Fade. The French don't even like themselves. Yeah, I don't know. Margot Robbie is Cherry Pie Picnic Barbie. All right. Uh, Let me just refresh my YouTube page to see if there's any new trailers that dropped. I don't think that there are. So, uh, and if there are, I'll just do a trailer reaction. Mooned. There's a Napoleon Final trailer. But I'm not in the mood to look at a Napoleon Final trailer. I'm not. Uh, are you? Napoleon Final trailer? Ooh, Jeremy Johns has his Napoleon review up. Might have to watch that one while I have something to eat. Oh, they didn't ask me anything yesterday. Oh man, I'm still trying to get things together. I don't know, guys. I'll see if I'll be in game shape this afternoon. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna go for my walk, and then I'll see if I'm ready for Survivor. If I am, it won't be very well advertised. I'm sorry, but I'll see how it goes. All right. Join us tomorrow. We'll be back for more movie news for sure, and hopefully Survivor or Hell's Kitchen. Enjoy the rest of your day. You're watching Mirror Domains.